to Dimension 119, a dimension where anything can happen. Prepare for the strange and unexpected. Enjoy today's episode.
Because everybody dies in that show anyway.
Right.
I was gonna say that'd be hard.
Everybody dies in that show, so you can just make a new one and he'll show up next episode.
What's going on, guys? I just didn't tell anybody that we were going live, but we're live.
Oh, hello.
We're just kind of bullshitting. We're waiting for some of our other players, and since we're running super late, we're just talking about anime and messing around. We're gonna just use the Curse of Strahd overlay because I don't have a regular overlay with a whole bunch of cams ready, so we're just
Oh,
We're just
cat butt.
chatting.
I was gonna say, tell him about our new friend.
What's his name, Ray?
His name is Mimic Mike.
As you can see over the side here, we've got Mimic Mike as our new chat box. If you
It's like Magic Mike. Instead of
there
ripping
you
off
go,
his clothes, he
Kami
rips
was
off
the
your
first
flesh.
one in there.
I said the exact same goddamn thing. I said the exact same thing. Called him a wino.
I love that.
It's fucked up.
Oh, my cat finally decided to move. Oh,
Who
it
called
looks so
who a wino?
good.
I don't see a wino anywhere.
Right here.
So on the topic of One Piece, I actually just not restarted, but I picked it back up again because I started watching it like last year or year before last, and it's one of those shows where there's so much, and one battle takes so long. Like anime does that already. You know, one fight takes 20 episodes. One Piece is like one battle takes 100 episodes. At least it feels that way. That's how it feels with One Piece. So I stopped watching it for a little while and picked it back up again. But something about One Piece too is when I was a kid, me and my brother used to watch it on Cartoon Network. And so when I picked it back up and started rewatching it, I was like, this is a lot bloodier and a lot more brutal than I remember it. And I realized that Cartoon Network censored a lot of One Piece when they
That was
put it
for
on Cartoon
kids.
Network.
Don't blame Cartoon Network.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
whatever.
For
I couldn't
kids.
remember the name of the people that put it on there, but like Sanji smokes in One Piece. In the Cartoon Network version, he has a sucker in his mouth all the time.
It's super
Oh,
stupid.
no way.
Yeah.
Oh, hold
I
on.
had no
I gotta show
idea.
you the comparisons.
Oh, please.
One of the
some of it
first
gets
episodes.
stupid.
One of the first few episodes when they're
I forgot about that one.
is this a mayor's kid or something like that? Like is trying to hold a kid hostage or holding
Hold on,
somebody
I
hostage.
just saw that.
And
Gotta-
in the one they showed on Cartoon Network, he's got like this one of those cartoon
It's not
boxing
even
glove
a
on
good
a
lollipop. It's literally just a cigarette with a goddamn ball on the end of it.
exactly.
Also, he smokes it. He does it backwards. Like the ball part is right here. It's like, what are you doing?
So they just put a ball on the end of his
Yes.
cigarette. They overlay
Sometimes he has it like actually in his mouth the right way, but sometimes it's backwards. There's a scene. What really made me start to
Everlasting Godstopper.
what started really making me question my sanity when I was watching like the real version was one of the first few episodes. There's a guy holding somebody hostage, and in the Cartoon Network version he had like one of those boxing gloves on the extender
Ray
things.
has it. Ray has it.
And well, the stream can't see it.
True.
And so I remember that as a kid holding this boxing glove to somebody's head, and I'm like, okay,
gun.
that's just gonna punch him in the face. In the real show, it's a freaking gun, and I'm like, wait a second, there's no way I was allowed to watch this when I was a kid if they're holding guns to people's heads. So I went back and looked it up because I felt like I was crazy. Because even the Sanji thing occurred to me. I was like, didn't he have a sucker? And then I went back and watched it and looked it up and realized I wasn't crazy. They just censored it.
It's like, I would love to see a 4 kids version of Attack on Titan. How the hell would they do that? People getting ripped in half.
Amy says she likes the
mentioned-
chat box.
Thank you. It's just like they're pinatas. It's fine.
Well, you mentioned doing or liking the idea of an Attack on Titan
D&D
D&D game. I've always liked the idea of a Shadow of the Colossus D&D.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I
Because
love
that
freaking
sounds
Shadow of the
fucking
Colossus.
sick.
It does.
I would be so into that. I started writing something out, but it just turned into the straight storyline of Shadow of the Colossus. And I was like, there's no fucking way I can do this. I like the MIA on the
Ray did that. Ray did those as well. She also did our. We have some regular character art too. Let's see. Let's turn.
Oh, did we get
off.
enough for a new animated emote?
Not yet.
I noticed the sub goal changed.
Yeah, I changed it because it's new subs, not total subs. And I had it set to total subs, but I was looking at the requirement and it's new subs. So once we actually have, I think it's 15 actual, different subscribers at different times, we unlock it. We've got all this art that Ray put together.
This cat.
And then
you can't see it. He's chasing his tail.
If I get rid of y'all's faces.
SpongeBob, hell yeah. I'm ready. I'm ready.
Of course, we need to get that big fat meanie thing that Ray made, the size for Derek, but
oh. You could just do it right now.
I could. Except my Discord won't open again.
I hate all of you. I just want to kill you all already and get this over with.
Apparently, so does everybody else in the party. So, what else is on the table for you guys that you're enjoying, as far as anything, games, movies, TV shows?
So yeah, I'm playing Tiny Tina right now.
Yeah, we don't care about that, Derek, because that caused you to get drunk and not play last week. So
yeah, it's the gayest Borderlands game ever, and it's really weird. It's interesting.
When are we gonna play that? It's like the actual game.
Isn't it? Don't you have to I guess, is there a digital version of it, or is it an actual?
I guess.
I thought it was a full tabletop game.
It should be.
It is a tabletop game.
Well, I mean, so it's Curse of Strahd.
I didn't know it was
exactly.
I didn't know there was a digital version.
I don't know if there is, but I'm sure there must be, right? Like there just wouldn't not be one, right?
They will come.
Facts.
I mean, if I must like buy it and then photocopy everything over to Derek to play it, then I'll do it.
Hey, why can't you can be the DM for once? Why make me do it?
Because I've never DM'd. I'm not going to do my first DMing on stream. Probably
It's your
not.
goddamn turn.
Also, Derek likes to play non-productive characters.
Yeah, exactly.
He likes to be the most counterintuitive character to play with.
I'm going to go out into these woods because I don't trust anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
I have the most powerful thing in the game, and I'm not going to use it because I don't trust anybody else.
I literally had to chase him out of his swamp for him to join the storyline, and then he's like, "I'm going back to the swamp."
What is he? Tyler's character from Middle Earth?
Worse.
Yeah.
It's like I literally.
At least Tyler's character liked elves.
It's like in one game that Nathan was,
he is elves.
Like one game Nathan was running. It's like one of the games. Like literally, he gave us an option where I had two characters in it, a dwarf and my crazy lizard folk. The dwarf ended up stealing a quest item that was going to be used later in the game and giving it to my lizardmen.
Yeah,
the lizardmen just never told anybody.
He's fucking drop trading in between accounts. And it's like, Derek, there's no reason why your dwarf would give that to. No, he's the only one I trust.
You know, and then he just forwarded it, and the party was really about to go kill the lizard folk guy. And
good.
Social. And like in the history of the story, like everyone hated lizard folk anyway. So it's like, first off, you're picking the one thing that the whole region has had a war with, right? And you're like, yeah, I'm just gonna
That
walk
you
around as
knew
a
at
giant
the
folk.
outset already.
Yeah. And then I had to be like, all right, well, I guess the guards don't murder you on sight, but that's fine.
Hey,
We had some great characters in that game and some great
Oh my
roleplay in that
god,
game.
I
Though.
loved Nate's character and I loved Kevin's character. Tyler's character was real cool. I was building up on something because he was a warlock, and his patron was starting to make some moves. Yeah, you guys had just great characters. I really wish we could have done something with that. I would like to rerun something in that realm again, maybe change up some of the politics and stuff like that within it. But
I liked the guild,
sometime.
the guild faction.
Did you?
Aspect of it? I did.
Okay, I feel like it could have been executed better.
I like the idea of having the option to play a certain character on a certain day.
Yeah.
Like, and yes, they would probably have to level up differently because you're literally sitting at the guild hall for a day or two.
That being said, if your character you're playing one game is like out on a mission, I'm also assuming that your other character is probably doing something productive. You know,
Right.
So it was my issue was I gave myself a lot to manage, for sure.
It was a big world.
Yeah, there was a lot going on, and I was just like plot hook, plot hook, plot hook. I don't know where to go from here. Fuck, we'll just mush them all together.
We've had, of course, you know, this. I guess this makes Ray feel left out, but we've had a lot of good sessions that just kind of flopped.
God, so many. I was
It's been
so
nuts
wanting
that we've had this one go so long.
like,
Actually,
I wanted to finish the Curse or the Tyranny of Dragons because that campaign.
I don't think I
so
even played that one.
You did.
Yeah.
That was you played Horde of the Dragon Queen.
I played Horde of the Dragon Queen.
Yeah, and then you fell. Then you did join the.
I enjoyed that game. Yeah, I didn't. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because that was my first game with you guys, and then I think I played like 3 sessions with you guys, and then it was like we're all going AFK.
Yeah,
that's literally what's happening right now.
So I'm going through my yearly depression. See you in about a year.
It's about time.
Too real, man.
We've gotten too far.
That campaign is so goddamn good.
Is it?
Then run it for us,
Like,
Derek.
Run it. Let's start with Horde of the Dragon Queen again.
Right now.
Let's do it right now.
Right now, there's 3 of us here.
Use the same characters.
But it's similar to Strahd, where you can go, or at least Tiamat at the end, you can go face Tiamat early if you so choose, if you feel like you're ready. It's very more kind of open world, but not as open world as Strahd. Yeah, it's still linear in that aspect.
Sure, and you've had a lot more experience with DMing in general since the Horde of the Dragon Queen, also.
Nope.
So no.
This is literally the campaign after that.
And Curse of Strahd, you've been running that for how long?
A hot minute
and he still hasn't finished the book.
I don't read.
Well, he doesn't study. That's why.
I've almost read all the book.
How long have we been playing? Because we've streamed this. Well, if we actually played, this would be 33 sessions that we've streamed of this game. And I know we played.
To be fair, we started on
a,
episode 10.
So we've played 33 sessions of this game. Because we started, I think session 11 was our first streamed game.
I feel like we were streaming around June because I remember I had to take off for my anniversary when I first met you guys.
When did we start playing?
Around that time.
It's been about a year because we started playing when my grandmother was here last year, and she comes in like May and June. So she'll be back in a couple months. So we've been playing almost consistently for nearly a year.
I know, we were due for some bad luck.
I mean, we've only missed what, like 3 sessions now, besides counting the ones that we've played in between of the different, the one shots.
I wouldn't count those.
No, not counting those. I think we've actually
Hmm.
missed like 3 sessions because we've played the other times that we've missed Curse of Strahd. We've played
Okay.
Middle Earth, or we've played the one shot that I ran.
Oh
Okay,
yeah, I
I'm
forgot that we
looking-
ran that.
I'm looking on Roll20, and I purchased the Curse of Strahd Roll20 thing on June 24th. So we're coming up on a year.
Wow.
That's pretty good. And it didn't take us long to get started after you purchased that, because I remember talking to Derek and we got players and stuff pretty quick.
Well, I didn't purchase it until we had the group set.
Oh, I thought you already had. I thought you had already purchased it when you
No.
contacted me.
I'm like, I am not spending $20 for something we're not going to do. We're not going to
Yeah.
do.
That $20 has given you a
Fun.
whole year's worth of use.
Yeah,
Basically.
I mean,
I'm not saying
that's more than you can
wonderful,
say
but-
for any of these $60, $70 fucking games out here.
Mhm.
I don't know
You
about
know.
that. I mean,
I will say,
Put a lot of hours
Most.
in
Oh, yeah. I've purchased that game 4 times.
game was
I
it,
was standing
Skyrim?
in Walmart
Yeah,
the other
Skyrim.
day looking at Skyrim for the Switch. Like, do I want to buy this game again
Skyrim.
for the Switch?
I purchased it 4 times, dude.
I've only got it twice right now, but I was looking at it at
No,
Walmart
3
the other
times,
day
3
on the
times.
Switch.
For the-
Like,
For the 360, for the 1, and then for the 1 or the remastered edition. So 3 times.
you guys are the reason Bethesda keeps making these mistakes.
But it's such a good game.
Then play it on the things you actually own.
If it looks better, it's better.
yeah, I
No.
only bought the I had the one for the 360, and then I bought the remastered edition. But the only reason I would consider buying it for the Switch is because it's mobile. I could take it with me and
Yeah.
play it. It's basically a handheld. So
Legit, the only game I've ever bought twice was Spyro Reignited, which is 3 games to be fair, and I bought it for the Switch because I wanted to take it with me when I went on vacation.
Mm-hmm.
that's the only
is my
reason I
only
was looking at
justification.
Fucking Dreamcast.
Skyrim again. Isn't there another
However,
version? A new
There's
version?
VR now. There's VR.
No, isn't there another one that came out after that too?
I'm
Like
sure
a
it's
gold edition or something?
I'm sure it's ported to a Honda Civic or whatever. Hold on, I'll look it up.
I think there's. I seen it in GameStop the other day. I think it's like a gold edition or a gold version or something. I'm just like, what else can they change at this point?
Well, what's it? They've remade fucking Crash Bandicoot a ton of times, and what's it? The new one that they made was different.
Yeah, but Skyrim's the same game every time. They're just like, yeah, it looks a little better.
Well, that's just the same thing as GTA 5. It's going to be released on 3 more consoles.
Yeah, but
Like,
at
it
least
is
that
pro
has
console.
online, so it's not like, oh, I finally finished the game. I'm done. I'm not gonna
But
go
the
buy it
thing is-
again and start over.
They keep
The only-
they keep releasing new cars and new planes and stuff like that, but you can only go so fast in the game. So the same car is just re-skinned over and over and over again.
Nathan, I will say the most recent port I can find, or at least the most interesting one, is Skyrim Very Special Edition on the Amazon Alexa.
Oh my god.
Very special edition.
Oh my god.
It was
That
released on
is-
June 11, 2018.
Wow.
I'm about to see if I can find what I'm talking about, because I'm pretty sure there's. I don't think it's any different than the other versions, but I'm pretty sure that I seen like a gold edition the other day.
Well,
It's
yeah,
not
well,
Anniversary Edition.
yeah, that probably just has all the DLCs with it.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Well, but so did the remastered edition.
And the
Yeah,
platinum
it's
edition.
It's the anniversary edition that I seen at GameStop the other day, released on November 11th, 2021.
What's it doing in GameStop? Was it returned? Because they
No.
were like, I have too many
There's a
Skyrims.
bunch of them.
Oh, I forgot. I
It
already
was
have this
it was-
game for
they
that.
were selling it like they were brand new copies, and it was like, Jesus, do we
Yeah,
need
fresh
another
out the
one?
package, man. $60.
I'm not a Skyrim hater at all, but even then I was like, do we really need another one?
Listen, I like Skyrim. I don't think I would buy Skyrim that many times.
I think I have had my fill of Skyrim. Like
Mhm.
there's nothing else for me to do. I mean, I
Hey,
guess there
Hey,
is.
have
there's
you
something
have
to
you
do.
explored every single goddamn cavern
And
and
done
city,
all the
No.
quests?
town, and house?
If you've
But
looked at one, you've looked at
Also,
all of
they're all the
them.
fucking same after a while.
Yes,
You
thank
go
you.
in, you fuck some people up, you get some gold and a shitty warhammer,
Yeah.
and then you go Fusro down all the Jarls or whatever.
And then you
Like,
go to Whiterun and spend 4 days selling the shit you just get.
Be right
well,
back.
yeah, because they keep running out of
Literally.
money, those poor fucks.
And the fact that like you buy, like you have to buy stuff from them for them to even be able to sell your stuff, and it's like, what am I doing with my life at this point?
I don't need 60,000.
What is this economy?
I am the economy. It is
am.
I.
No, here's if I ever buy Skyrim again, it would be because they have already on it like a survival mode where you have to eat,
Oh,
you
that'd
have
be
to sleep,
fun.
you have to
Mhm.
drink, and like alcohol has effects on you, and so do the drugs, and like I'm like that's the only way I'd do it
They
because
have that. That's
I
called
would just be a
mods.
farmer and
like
I'd have
the
the
thing
time
that
of my
works,
life doing it.
because I know Fallout has that. kind of-
Fallout, yeah, New Vegas has
mode.
that. I don't know.
Mhm.
Does Fallout 4 have
I'm
a?
pretty sure it
Probably
does.
not.
Okay,
pretty
that's
sure.
cool because we just
has
got
the
Fallout
option.
4, and I would want to do that on there because I like that play style.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And like
things have
it's not
repercussions.
satisfying when you have to pretend that you have to eat 3 times a day or some shit like
Mhm.
that. I just know.
I tried doing a run where every time I found food, I would just eat it instinctively, but still, I got back into that pattern where I'm like, I've done all of this stuff. I don't need to do it again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can only kick that dragon's ass so many times.
Mm-hmm. Man, it got to the point where I was terrified to go to my house because I was scared that there was going to be a giant that shows up and like kills my wife. And I'm like, I can't live with this stress.
Perfect place for me to come back.
Yeah, we're still talking about Skyrim.
So Nate,
We'll be
or
talking
Nathan,
about Skyrim forever.
What platform did you get Fallout 4 on?
Xbox One. We just got an Xbox One.
Be careful about going into downtown Massachusetts, like downtown Boston, because that game has such an awful issue. The frame rate drops to 1 FPS.
Oh, jeez.
Like there's one strip in downtown Boston where you
Probably
can't get
Southie.
it's like you can't get. I couldn't get through it.
Southie.
It's like even on the new gen, like the Series X, it started lagging on me in that spot. I'm just like,
Yeah,
God
I think.
damn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so Cammy and I we were playing, and she did her run. I was watching her play because whatever. I'm not a huge gamer, but we were trying to hang out and stuff. So she puts on the Fallout. She makes a character. She runs out of the vault, and she gets to like that first town, Concord, I think it is. And like we're sitting there, and she's like, "Oh my god, people are shooting!" And I'm like, "What, are you gonna shoot back?" They're like, "No, they're not shooting at me." So I'm like, "Ah, fuck it, go around." So she went all the way around Concord and was just wandering the fucking wasteland. She was like, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. So
I
we're
love
sitting there.
that.
So she just ignored the first major quest.
So I make my character. I'm like, yeah, default dude, whatever. I'm running, running to the vault. Someone steals my wife or something, or the kid.
The kid.
Yeah, and I'm like shooting. All right, pop, 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 pop. I'm just fucking gunslinging away. Next thing you know, I'm like, oh, here's the story, babe.
I found it. It's over here.
Yeah, she's like, get off. I want to get on my account.
Okay, I will say I bought Fallout 4 for my dad because he loves shooters and he's got a PS4. And I was like, oh, he's gonna love this. And he's like, Taylor or Ray, my real name is Taylor, by the way. I've been having trouble getting out of this place. I don't know what's going on. And I'm like, you mean the beginning of the game? And he's like, yeah, I don't know how to get out of there. He's still stuck there. Yeah. Yeah, the vault. My wife tried to go help him, and my wife just comes back and goes, your dad's really bad at video games.
Well, yeah, he's like he's not the same generation.
Don't be ageist, Derek.
Literally,
he's
I
a
tried.
Call of Duty kind of guy.
He super is though, but he hates the new ones. Like he's like, I
God,
hate having to be online.
I was
No kidding.
I was
No fucking
working
kidding.
I was working at this place in like rural Kentucky, and the director I was working with, he was a old guy, old Navy guy. So he's like
Oh,
he's like 67, something
store.
like. Yeah, no, like at the hospital I was working at. So he was the director, and he's this old guy, and he was like, "Hey, just want to let you know, I'm not going to be here tomorrow. There's the new release for some Xbox over at GameStop, and I have to be in line to get that in the morning." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool. He's getting like an Xbox for his grandkid or something." And he goes, and the thing is, I got the bundle that it comes with like Forza and the new Call of Duty game, and I love Call of Duty. And I'm like, what the fuck?
That's adorable.
Grown ass man. He's like, yeah, I'm calling out of work because I got to go play Call of Duty.
I think I went to one Call of Duty
It's like
release.
that's gonna be us in 30 years, dude.
Super is.
Since we are the actual gaming generation.
Mhm.
Right.
I think I went
I
to
remember
one
once-
Call of Duty release, and that was it.
The only midnight release I've ever been to was, I think, Shadow of War, like Middle Earth Shadow of War.
I went to the midnight release of Pokemon Sun and Moon, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. And I was a manager at my store there, and I ran into one of the high school kids, and I was like, "Oh, you better not call out because you're playing Pokemon." He called out because he was playing Pokemon. I was like,
Oh, yeah.
"Knew it."
Like, I
That's fair.
already called out.
That's fair.
I went
I
to
got
work the
some
next
days.
day. He didn't. I
Hey,
had to just
Dumper,
look
what's
him in
going
the eye.
on, bud? Thanks for the raid.
Oh, hi.
Not sure why my alerts aren't working, but you know, it is what it is.
We're just
We're just
chatting.
We're
Yeah,
just
sorry.
chatting and shooting the shit because we have 3 players MIA, as you can see.
And we're
so-
at such a critical point in the game
Yeah.
where we're down more than one person, the party's dead.
Especially
What?
because the one person we need is like super critical.
yeah,
Yeah.
we're kill the DM. Well, the DM was dead last week. That's why we didn't stream D&D last week because decided to get turnt and party. So
At like
least I had
3
an
p.m.
excuse.
Hey, and then when I finally did come back to the stream to see if we could get it going, Nate was having technical issues, so I didn't even offer.
outages don't count.
Oh, don't.
I'm not
pass
blaming.
that
I'm not
off.
It
blaming
feels
you.
like you're blaming.
It
It-
definitely
you-
My
feels like
blame-
you're blaming.
My blame is 100% on Tyler.
Uh-huh.
Fucker passed out at 6:30.
My blame is on Tyler because
Who
I
en-
can't control myself.
Who encouraged him to buy Tiny Tina's
Yeah.
Wonderland?
Don't look at me.
Just saying.
No, you know the best part is he wrote some other another one of our friends in, and like this guy's like couldn't afford it right now. Tyler drunk as fuck. Like, I got you, bro. And he just gifted him Tiny Tina.
He's like, shut the fuck up. You're fucking playing with us. I got you. Don't worry about it. No, I
Like,
got you. Shut up. Play
when
the
Tyler-
fucking game.
I
like,
miss Tyler.
when Tyler passed out, I'm like, you know, he's gonna wake up in the morning and wonder why his bank account
What
has
the fuck?
has 2 purchases.
Is the game that good?
Like,
He's
he's
gonna
like,
be like,
it's pretty
"Hey,
good,
you owe
man."
me $60.
I mean, it's no
He like
Skyrim.
calls up. He calls up the bank and is like
we
yelling at the
go.
lady over the phone, like, "Why did you double charge me for this?"
it's like he's gonna wake up like, why did I buy this game twice?
It would have been cheaper if he had gone to the bar and actually like bought everyone shots.
Not
he
these
just-
days. Fuck.
He just spent $120 to play the game for an hour and a half and pass out drunk.
Has he played it any since?
No, I have, but he hasn't.
Well, Steve, the thing is, we have 3 players MIA, and we know where one of them is. One of them's stuck at work because of power outages. The other 2 are across the pond and not
Probably
responding
passed out
to
and sleeping.
anything that
Probably.
we've sent to them. So we're just kind of chilling and shooting the shit and talking about video games and anime and TV and stuff because
Oh,
we're
Nathan, were you
at a
able to
critical
get-
point.
It's like we're
And,
having fun talking anyway, so might as
Yeah.
well.
yeah, we're at a
Nathan, were you
critical
able to
point where
get-
Strahd's gonna kill us if we don't have everybody here. So was
Were
I
you
able
able
to
to
get
get
what?
Jackbox?
I looked at it. I want to look at it some more and find, because it works with so many different platforms, that I want to find
Mhm.
out if it's worth like getting on the Switch, or if I should get it like on my PC or another platform. So, but I did look at it. Some of the games I don't really understand, but some of them
Yeah,
look super fun.
Oh, they're all once you play it once, they're all easy to understand.
Mm-hmm.
There's just some of
Well,
them.
it's a bunch of
Not
party
that I don't
games, right?
understand the
Yeah.
game; it's understand like the point of the game.
Oh,
Yeah. Quiplash is the one that you need. It's fun.
No,
And
no.
Joke Book.
Trivia Murder Party's the best.
Trivia
one.
Murder Party's great.
One of the drawing game that's on there, I can't remember what it's called.
I don't like any of the
I
drawing
watched the
games. They're
little
all
tutorial for it, and
I
I
was-
was like, "This seems dumb." It was
I was gonna suggest that we
the
play
murder.
Gartic
It was the
Phone.
murder. It was about a murder too, but you had to draw as part of it, and I was like, "This doesn't make any sense to me."
Hey, I know something that the four of us could actually play. We could play Scribble.io.
How do you play that? I've seen people talk about it.
It's literally just a URL based game, Java based game, and you draw shit and try to guess what the people are drawing.
I was going to suggest Gartic Phone, but you guys were talking about how much you hate. drawing.
Scriblio's okay. It's
Oh,
not bad.
I enjoy like Pictionary. I mean, I'm a shit drawer, but I enjoy like Pictionary and stuff. But
So
the game
fuck
that
with
was on there on Jackbox was just weird. It was like, oh, people are being murdered, and you got to figure out who the murderer is by drawing pictures of murder weapons. And I was like, what? Doesn't make sense.
Is that
Someone's
one of you
playing
guys?
British television. Who's playing ads?
I don't know.
no idea.
It's Nathan. It's Nathan.
It is not me.
No, the other Nathan. Look how stupid he looks.
He's just like, I don't even know what's going on right now.
Your face
I
was
have no idea.
amazing. Nathan, you have like the most gifable face ever. It's amazing.
And we don't have enough. We don't get enough slots for those emotes, man. Oh, some cool news for you guys and the chat. I think Jarl of Goats is going to help me make some potato emotes that say potatoes for our Middle Earth game. So when we can add emotes,
Potatoes.
we'll have some relevant emotes there.
Boil them, smash them, stick them in a stew.
I don't get that reference.
It means a
Lord of the
lot.
Rings, Two Towers.
Yeah, because they were talking to Golem.
Yeah, Derek.
No.
Hey, it was Smeagol.
Nathan hasn't seen
I
any of them.
apologize.
Well, does Smeagol talk about potatoes?
He asks
No, he doesn't know
what
what
taters are, and that's Sam's explanation. Potatoes.
It's
Boil them, mash them, stick them in a stew.
it's so weird to hear him with that weird voice be like, "What are taters?"
What are taters, precious? Like that actor is he's
So
so good.
God, he
There
has
was
the
not
most
a bad actor
he
in
has
that
the most
entire thing.
underrated, and it pissed me
Underappreciated actor ever.
it pissed me off when they killed him off in Marvel, because he that could have been such a great
As
character.
Claw. It was such a good villain.
Was that the
too.
same guy?
Yep, the actor who plays
Oh,
Claw
no way.
is
Yep.
Gollum.
Oh, am I thinking of the right person?
Andy Serkis.
Yeah, and
Oh, I totally. That's Gollum. Oh, that's
Mhm.
crazy.
yeah, he was wearing like just mocap outfit to play Gollum.
That's wild.
Gollum.
It's like Doug Jones.
Here, let me see if I can get a picture of him in the mocap. Andy Serkis, Gollum.
Speaking of Marvel, I'm finally caught up on everything except for Moon Knight, which I think there's only one episode out.
I still need to watch so much of shit. Wait, you've watched Morbius?
Oh, that doesn't count.
Okay.
Have you seen Morbius?
I'm not sure
Nope.
if that's canon.
Okay.
It is. It's part of the MCU.
Steve, we're not talking about the Batman. That's
I'm talking about the Batman. That
No.
movie was stupid.
You're the only person, literally the only person I've heard say that so far. Everyone else
even
is
in
like,
my
"Oh my
friend
god,
group-
it's so good."
Well, okay, the first part was good, but it just kept going. That was a long movie.
Yet you just finished the Lord of the Rings trilogy.
I know, that's what I'm saying. I said
The
that
extended.
I've never felt a movie that long before, and I watched Lord of the Rings like a few weeks ago.
See, Lord of the Rings though, usually
There's stuff happening and it matters. It's
usually
weird.
when you watch it, it doesn't feel that long until you're done.
'Cause
When
it's
you
so
have a
good.
long movie that feels long, it's like, okay, this is a problem.
Yeah. And
Steve
that's
said he
exactly
likes
what
it.
it was. There's so many parts of that I could have just like cut out and made it into like maybe a 2.5 hour movie, maybe a 2 hour movie.
How long is it?
It's like 3 hours.
Jesus.
Hold on, let me look.
Yeah, Batman runtime.
2 hours 56 minutes.
That's
Good
insane.
Lord.
Mm-hmm.
DC
the
needs
problem
to
is-
needs to step back.
But
The problem
do you,
is not Robert Patterson. I know Derek will say it is.
Yeah,
but
it
it's
probably
not.
is.
It's
Well-
not. He's super great.
Until I
Do you-
see
do you-
it, I will agree with Derek on that. I've only,
But-
of course, I've only seen like 2 movies with
Twilight.
him in it, but the only movie with him in it that I can't say I enjoyed it because it's really disturbing, but it was a decent movie. Was The Lighthouse.
I still need to watch that. I freaking love stuff like
do you-
that.
do you,
Be
do
ready
you
to
guys
be
think?
disturbed.
Yes, always.
Do you
I like
guys think?
Midsommar.
Do you guys think Jared Leto is proud of being in the worst DC movie and Marvel movie now?
No, he probably thinks it's like they don't understand my artistic vision.
He should have
don't
just.
understand the
He should have just.
madness.
He should have stuck to music. He was an okay musician, not an actor.
What is he in? I forget.
Can't fucking remember music. It's a really 30 Seconds to Mars.
Gotcha.
Eh.
It's an
2
okay
good
band.
songs.
From like the emo days.
hmm Back when everyone listened to. I can't think of any bands.
Back when everyone listened to. Meow.
Yeah, you know when we all listened to that. We all had that phase. Okay, let me see which
I-
cat wants in. Come here. It's the baby.
You spoiled what, Ray?
Oh, I spoiled Batman for you because of Derek.
Oh yeah, I wasn't. If it was a Marvel movie, I would have been pissed.
hmm
DC movies, eh.
How do you spoil a Marvel movie?
It's not that hard for a lot of people. Trust me.
Spoiler alert: everybody returns in Spider-Man: No Way Home, or
There,
we
you
get the
can't
spoiler
say
right?
you can't say spoiler alert and then
that was the worst kept spoiler in
and then
in cinema
directly-
history. Though it was so bad.
I didn't know until you told me. But I,
I
wasn't
didn't know
looking at that
either.
stuff.
Like
That was
I
seriously
avoided-
the worst kept
I
secret.
avoided
Ooh.
everything about
That
it.
was- That was the worst kept secret.
I avoided everything about it until literally like in the movie I was like, it's actually not going to happen. And then it
Yeah, I
happened.
didn't think there was any way. It literally, they showed up and my wife goes, "Oh no!" My wife hated those movies.
Oh, the first trilogy was so good, minus the third one.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
The third one brought the entire trilogy down for me.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Hey Bray, your cat wants to be included.
He's hissing at this one.
I can't hear the hissing. All I hear is the meowing.
Here's a hint: if you watch back the VOD and you see me make a face like I'm horrified that they're gonna scratch my face off, that means they're hissing.
I'm gonna have to. That can be our next animated emote.
Please don't.
Oh my god.
I'm not
Listen,
looking
There's
at
the new
that.
chat
It's really
alert for a raid. That's the new raid raid sound alert.
It's a raid siren. I'd do something about it if it weren't so funny.
I finished Hawkeye the other last night or night before
Still haven't
last.
started it either. The last thing I watched of Marvel was all of Loki.
Yeah, that was good.
Hawkeye's pretty
so
good.
good.
It's you know, no spoilers, but it's takes a lot of the stuff that they've set up that I thought was going to be in Hawkeye, and they're just like, yeah, we're not doing that. Or
You
yeah,
still
we're just
haven't-
going to do a little tiny bit of that.
You still haven't watched Black Widow though, right?
Yeah, I watched Black Widow.
I'm not. I
Okay,
probably
I-
won't.
I
probably
apologize.
won't.
I wasn't talking to you, Derek.
It's
Because I was going to say
it's worth
there's
the
probably
watch.
something.
It's like
Yeah.
I know there's a critical villain in it, but I'm just like, whatever.
Is there?
Yeah, not necessarily. It's worth the watch. It's not nearly as bad as I thought it would be, but it's definitely not top Marvel, but it's definitely not as bad as Dark World.
The guy from
Okay.
Stranger Things was in it.
With a
As long
really
as it's
bad
not as
Russian
bad as
accent,
Dark
which
World.
makes
Yes.
me laugh.
Mhm.
That's the worst part of the Black Widow movie, really, and the best part is the Russian accents, because they're pretty
Mhm,
much all
legit.
bad.
I
Because
think
they
they all
couldn't-
knew
Which
it
is
was
why
bad.
Black Widow does not have a Russian accent anymore, because it was bad.
Yes.
She
it
realized
was.
how dumb it sounded, and so she stopped doing it.
I think I'm gonna go
Really?
see Doctor Strange the week that it comes out,
Oh,
the
me
weekend
too.
before my
yeah.
birthday. So I think I'm gonna use that as an excuse to go see it on opening weekend.
We're gonna go see it.
I'm
midnight
100%.
release.
I'm 100. Oh, I won't see it midnight release probably, but I'll see it opening week.
Listen, man, you don't know how much my wife loves Doctor Strange.
God,
He's so cool.
he's such a good freaking hero, and he got beaten by Math.
Have y'all watched What If yet?
No, not yet.
I need
Oh
to.
my god, y'all gotta watch that too. The
Is it
Doctor
good?
Strange episode's so good. Oh, there's only one episode of What If that I was kind of like, this is all right. It's the Thor episode.
Really? I
Now
thought
our
that the
stuff's
one
working.
everyone would be like, would be the first one, the Captain
It's like
America one.
the only
Thank you,
the
Steve.
only one I know the premise of is what if it's Captain America. If it was what's her face?
Look, obviously,
Peggy, yeah.
I shouldn't lean forward to get into the camera better. I should lean back. But obviously, I'm a Captain America fan. And What If does Captain America better than Captain America does Captain America?
Dude, I looked at your Amazon wish list for the channel, and it's just a Captain America chair. Like, you don't care about anything else but that.
There should be a bunch of other stuff on there. I guess it didn't.
That's all that was on there.
I guess it didn't show the right link.
No, no. It wasn't a list. You literally just linked to the Captain America chair.
Oh,
Like this, please.
yeah. So, full disclosure, I signed up to be an Amazon affiliate. I think that's what they call. Like where you can use your links and people click on them, and if they buy something from Amazon, you get a little portion of it. So I thought I could do that and then add my stuff to my wish list and then post my wish list link and have it work the same way. It doesn't work that way. So I was like, I'll just make a wish list of links, and I added the one, and I was like, no, this looks like crap. I don't think I'm gonna do this. And then forgot about it, so I didn't change it back.
You should always be on the lookout for things that I can judge you about.
I'm used to it at this point.
We don't give you enough ammunition in Discord.
But before Ray got us off track, the last two episodes of What If are amazing.
I apologize.
They'll set up some. Y'all should watch that before you watch Doctor Strange, because I don't know if they're gonna connect it, but it'll definitely give some more lore for what's gonna happen at least.
I'm just ready for Miss Marvel to come into the MCU and how they somehow are probably going to butcher her.
She's so cute. I hope they don't
Her
butcher
show
her.
looks pretty good. There's a teaser somewhere for her show, and it looks decent.
Mm-hmm. I just wonder if they're gonna stick to her comic book powers or if they're gonna alter them somehow.
They
Because
they look
like her
different.
powers aren't really that strong.
They're
Doesn't
different.
she just like get a fist?
She can make herself like grow and shrink at will, basically, kind of like an Ant-Man, but not, and more elastic.
Hey Paul, how's it going? We're just kind of chilling, shooting the shit because we're missing 3 players and we're at a critical point in this campaign where if we don't have all the people, we are likely to lose the party in the campaign. So we're just talking about Marvel and anime and video games and everything in between while we were praying that the other people would show up, but I think at this point we've accepted they're not going to. So we're just kind of chilling and chatting. So you're welcome to take part in the chat over there in the chat and offer your opinions on whatever we're talking about. We're just
At some point, we're gonna have to stop calling ourselves a D&D podcast.
we're not a D&D
Only
podcast.
for today.
I'm gonna this Ray hasn't told me yet, so I'm gonna say it before she can. I'm gonna change the name afterwards, but right now
I was gonna tell you after we're done.
Right now we kind of just leave it there and leave this overlay because it looks pretty. So I can't change the overlay in the video, but you know, whatever. Doritos.
Is this even going to be on YouTube? I don't see why there's a reason to put this on YouTube.
This probably won't, but
Okay.
the
Okay.
it'll be on
The
Twitch for a
VOD.
little while.
Yeah, the Twitch VOD, yeah. I guess.
How long does that say
I'll
on
always
Twitch?
have this as evidence.
So we can't say what kind of crimes we're committing.
Tyler's not here to say that, so
Yeah, exactly.
Smoked any good weed lately, Nathan?
No, I haven't really touched any of that stuff for quite a bit now. Like every once in a while, I'll take some of that Delta 8 stuff, but I got so much shit to do that it's just not worth it. Like, no, I'm too busy to be blazing up or whatever the kids are doing these days.
Because I know that it was a good stress relief and shit for you, that it helped your mind.
aren't you the
Kind of.
youngest? I'm gonna say the kids are
Yeah,
doing
it was
these
a
days.
stress relief, but then also like as much as they say, you know, there's no like side effects or bad things with it, for me personally, like my motivation to do anything was just in the fucking toilet. Like it was so bad that eventually I was like, you know what? Let me try not doing this for a little while. And I was
You
like,
felt great.
I'm immediately 1,000% more productive throughout my day. Like,
Goodness.
weird, right?
I'm gonna derail the conversation like Ray did, but I love sitting here watching Ray try to keep a straight face when one of her cats walks in front of her, just like
At the beginning,
you
when
can
we weren't
just see it.
streaming yet. When we weren't streaming,
You can
the
see
other
the stress.
no, the other cat just showed his butthole for like 10 minutes, and I'm like, what do I do from here? And no one commented on it, so I'm like, did they see it?
no one was
Did they
paying attention to it.
It's like, where's the paranoid dog, the schizo dog?
She's downstairs watching anime. There's a squishmallow downstairs that she likes to sit on. You freaking love that dog more than we love that dog.
I just because she's so funny.
She's hilarious. She has this habit lately where she comes in the room that I stream in, and then she pees under my like chair mats, and that takes forever to clean up.
Aw,
She wants to be
God.
involved too.
What were we talking about before this?
Nathan's
That
drug habit.
Drugs
Yeah,
are bad. is-
Drugs are bad.
but
Okay.
also probably shouldn't be illegal. You
Yeah.
know.
that one shouldn't be.
I don't understand why
You know, I don't know. I'm kind of on the idea that like, why wouldn't you just legalize everything?
Well, like with some stuff, it's like it's going to be really detrimental if everyone starts doing it.
Well,
But, like-
yeah, but like everyone drinks.
Exactly.
And
that's what I'm saying.
Just drinking raises your chance of murdering or being murdered by 50%. like statistically. So it's like that's
Not-
fine.
And not
And,
playing
like-
D&D by
And
100%.
not playing D&D. But then you look at things like, I don't know, meth. That's just Adderall. Like,
Yeah, literally my mind went to meth when he said legalize everything. I was like, meth?
yeah, and it's like that's just Adderall.
Yeah,
But we
if
we
everyone's
prescribe that shit all the time.
if everyone's on meth, then everyone has to
It's
look like
dumb.
everyone in my hometown.
Well, that's the thing. The difference between meth and Adderall is that Adderall is made in a lab, not by some fucking weirdo in his coffee pot. You know what I
Literally.
mean? So
It
it's
also
like,
doesn't fuck up your teeth as much as meth does.
Now there's still long-lasting damage, but there's also long-lasting damage with alcohol too. So
Mhm.
why not?
You
If
can
people are
overdose
going to
on
do it,
alcohol.
then one, if I'm the government, why is it my problem what you put in your body? You know, like
'Cause they need
that's,
to make money off of it somewhere.
well, then
Well,
tax it.
I was gonna say,
Ah,
why is this turned into Nathan's podcast?
This is
Speaking
definitely
of
what
which-
it
This
is.
is definitely a Viva La Vega.
Speaking of
Speaking of
which,
which,
You all.
I'd like to shamelessly plug my podcast that I just released a new episode on.
Where did you release it on, Nathan?
It's on Spotify. You can find it at Viva La Vega on Spotify. Just released a new episode with my friend JR, who has a podcast called
Jim
The
Ross?
Drift Space. No. He has a podcast with his friends called The Drift Space, and what they do is they do like movie and film or movie show reviews that are like, you know, nerdy stuff and other things. And him and his four friends, they like break it down and like, you know, talk about movies and nerd media. Really cool podcast. If you're into that kind of stuff, I think all of you would enjoy it. It's not really my thing personally, but they do a really good job. If
You've
it's
done it.
if it's like a show or movie that I know and I'm interested in, I'll catch an episode, and it's quality stuff for
you've
sure.
done a couple episodes with him, haven't you?
Yeah, this would be my second with him.
Okay.
And I also did an episode with Tyler, and
Yeah, I
we-
that was a good
remember
one.
that.
oh, it was such a good one. I
I
don't know
don't
if you
even
saw it.
remember what it was about.
Well,
Probably
so
drugs.
yeah, no, we went through. So obviously, Tyler is. I know we've been talking about him being drunk off his ass last week, but like he's nowhere near
As bad as it
how
was.
bad he
Hell no.
was a while ago. So we
Well, when he-
talked
A
about
wh-
basically
a while ago, the 6 shots he did in that hour wouldn't have phased him 5 years ago.
at all. Nothing at all. And I've talked about this before. Like, you know, like he was, you know, Derek and I talk about it all the time. Like he was bad. So Tyler and I sat down. We sat down for like what 2.5, 3 hours, and just talked about like where'd your drinking start, how did you get over it, and where are you now? And it was a fantastic conversation. I really enjoyed that one.
And he's slowly getting worse again.
Well, only because he knows
You know-
me, Derek.
But yeah, so it's a conversational podcast,
Mhm.
and that's really about it. I just bring some friends on, we shoot the shit. The early episodes are just like anyone's early episode podcast. They're all kind of goofy and not really going anywhere, just me rambling by myself because I can't do monologues. So I only do it when I can bring someone else on. But yeah, so I'm releasing them weekly. Not that, you know, if anyone wants to hop in and listen to an episode, that's always appreciated, but I'm not really looking to make money or anything on it. But that's about it. Shameless plug. Pow, 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 pow.
Well, you're famous now from Dimension 119 Twitch channel. You're
That's right.
Now you gotta run
uphill
an
from
ad.
here.
Yeah,
You are
I got to run an ad to make up for my bullshittery.
Mhm. Hey, Nathan, why don't you tell us what books you've been listening to on audible.com? Use the coupon code in the description to get 25% off your newest purchase of One Piece manga.
Hashtag not a sponsor. I have no idea what's going on.
Well, looks like we got to shave some time on this podcast. Speaking of shaving, Harry's reasons.
Or speaking of shaving, manscaped.com.
Why can't we be this funny when we're playing Curse of Strahd?
We're
Because
hilarious
it's
when we're playing
fucking
Curse of
stressful,
Strahd.
that's why.
Yeah, we're really
We're gonna die.
we're hilarious
Speaking
when we're playing Curse of Strahd.
Speaking of-
We just don't realize it. Like, it's funny to go back and listen to them, but I've had so many people just talk about how funny it is, and how it's, you know, they enjoy it, but it's like Curse of Strahd, but a comedy.
I mean, hey, I'm all about it.
I keep saying if we're gonna have like a party name, we should be called like the Dance Macabre, like instead of Dance Macabre, because we're just so stupid.
Jesus.
Yeah, we're- all of us are pretty dense, at least in game, you know.
I am posting. Where is it at? How do I work this thing? I'm gonna post Nate's link in the chat. That's Nate's Spotify link for his podcast. If anybody wants to check it
Aw,
out.
thanks, man. Appreciate you.
Hashtag not a
Nice.
sponsor.
Everything going
Hashtag-
crazy.
I-
Not yet.
I
Not
will
yet.
sponsor you. I will sponsor you if you want to drop my link every episode.
Hey,
Your
I mean,
sponsorship is
I'm fully for you guys. If you got anything going on or anything like that, plugging it. I mean, obviously, keep it, you know, like, don't plug your OnlyFans if you got an OnlyFans, but, you know.
Oh, come on.
Why
Yeah,
not?
Derek, no feet pic.
Derek's OnlyFans is fantastic.
I mean, when
it's
he
fantastic.
when he finally
You have
when he
never seen
finally
a
breaks a
crisper
million.
butthole, I swear.
No, my OnlyFans
Sponsored by
is-
Harry's Harry's
My
razors.
my OnlyFans is just quality fans.
Just
Yes.
quality fans.
It's
Just
you,
like-
you got the 20-inch diameter fan. You got the little
Ooh,
handheld.
stop, Derek.
Can
You
be all
got the
hot
ones
and
that just
bothered. Give me a
that are on a
fan.
string wrap around your neck.
Yeah, you
God,
have
I
no
got so many
idea.
fans.
Derek had a Tumblr once, and it was all just the guy rolling downstairs. That's the whole thing it was. Is Tumblr still a thing or no?
I think
Not
it
since they
is.
banned porn.
Oh, that's when everyone left. They're like, fine, we're going to
I
Twitter.
left. That's when I left.
Well, that's just like OnlyFans, how it started to ban adult content, and then everybody just said,
And
"Fuck
then
it."
everyone left. They're like, oh shit,
JK,
Reverse.
undo,
Reverse.
Control Z, Control Z.
guys, JK.
April Fools.
No, it literally took them a week to fucking renege on that.
What would you do on OnlyFans if you didn't have like the nude stuff?
It's like because that's
Um,
what everybody has a Patreon for. It's not necessarily.
Yeah,
posts.
it's-
They would
it's
just have a
Patreon.
Patreon instead.
hmm It's Patreon just with sex. It's Patreon with boobs.
I don't know, man. My wife got some Patreons that are like that, or so I've heard.
Well, they just got a good advertising budget.
I want to be clear. That's like drawn.
Oh,
So
artsy boobs.
You should have led with
I'm
that,
glad we
Ray.
cleared that up. I'm really
So
glad
you're-
we cleared that up.
You
your,
should
your
have
wife
led with that.
pays your wife pays for drawings of boobs.
Yes. See, that's when you do that. That's classy.
Yeah, that-
Are they One Piece related?
Yes. See, you couldn't get that in the Cartoon Network release.
yeah, in the Cartoon Network version.
It all comes full circle. It's always been about One Piece.
It's everything.
That's where we started. That's what we actually. That's what's talking about. One Piece was like, yeah, I think we will stream this.
Oh yeah. You guys talking about weird edits that 4Kids did? There was one that was like, who gave Luffy his special straw hat? Was it this character from One Piece, this one character from One Piece, or Sonic the Hedgehog? And it was really good.
Oh, it's definitely Sanic.
It was
Panic.
standard. Also, they did like several characters singing like the Star Spangled Banner on the 4th of July.
Oh my god.
We must appeal to the American audience.
Mm. We must appeal to Tyler and Tyler only.
Speaking
Oh
of
my
Sanic, who's
God.
excited for the Sanic 2 movie?
That
I haven't
actually
seen
does
the
look
first one.
good.
It looks good. I haven't seen the first one though.
Was the first one good?
I
I
wasn't
wouldn't say it was
interested.
good,
I
but it.
I know zero people who've seen it.
It has
But
Jim Carrey in it.
I
Yeah,
heard
there
it
you go.
wasn't as bad as expected.
I think he's overrated, honestly.
100%.
Like, I'm not super into like actors and movies and stuff, but like I think he's a little overrated. I
I
don't
feel
get
like
it.
I feel like he is now. Like it's gone
Sure.
way too far
He-
now,
he-
but
He had some good stuff like Anchorman, or not Anchorman, but
wrong actor, Derek.
yeah, I know. That's why I immediately
Yeah.
resent.
See, Garrett just threw me the fuck off because now that I'm thinking about it, I might not know exactly who he is. Is that Zoolander?
like the mask was
No.
good.
No,
No, it's
you're
not
that's
Zoolander.
100% overrated there,
yeah.
and way off
the mask was
base.
good. The mask was good.
Oh, the mask?
Wasn't he the
I thought that
Grinch?
was a guy
I
from
don't know.
Zoolander.
Liar,
Yeah, he was the
liar,
Grinch. Liar was
the
good.
Grinch.
Mm.
Hold on, I'm looking up what Jim Carrey's.
That's not his face though. I need something with his face for me to.
Liar,
Um,
liar, the mask, Yes Man, Fun
Dumb
with
and
Dick and
Dumber.
Jane, Dumb and
Okay,
Dumber.
Ventura.
who in
Ace
Dumb and
Ventura.
Dumber? Dumb and Dumber.
The
He was
the
dumber.
not the guy.
I know
with
who you're
the-
talking about.
the
Okay,
cap.
yep. hmm I
Like
knew a
Ace
kid in high school
Ventura.
that looked like him.
Bruce Almighty was really
Bruce
good.
Almighty was
I love
really
that
good.
movie.
Okay, yeah, I remember Bruce Almighty.
It's so stupid.
You're
Like
thinking
Yes Man
of,
was interesting.
Is it Ben Stiller? Is that the
Ben Stiller, yeah, that's
Yeah, definitely
yes,
overrated.
yeah.
He's got some good movies, but definitely overrated.
hmm I also think what's his face is overrated.
For me, that's,
Seinfeld.
yeah. For me, it's
Oh,
Will
yeah.
Ferrell.
Exactly.
For me, it's
Yeah.
Will Ferrell.
Will
It's like
Ferrell's
Will Ferrell
got like
has
2 or 3 good movies.
he's got some good movies, but most of them are shit.
I'll be right back.
I think well, so here's the thing. I don't know if I can blame an actor for a movie though, because like they don't write it. Like Adam Sandler writes a lot of his movies.
Oh yeah,
And,
blame Adam
like-
Sandler for everything.
Yeah, blame Adam Sandler for all his fucking movies. But like,
Old Adam Sandler was fucking amazing though.
sure.
Like
I remember
Grease
the one-
2010 was good.
Yeah, I
Post
remember the
2010
one where he was like a stepdad or something.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's
I don't remember
called.
the name of that movie was, but
But the
fucking.
kid's name was Frankenstein.
Mhm.
I swear that movie made me cry as a kid.
Yeah, I think it was Big Daddy or something like that.
Something like that. Weird title, but you
Like-
know,
Like
it was different times.
fucking I can never remember the names of the goddamn movies now. But there's so many good Adam Sandler
It
movies.
is called
but,
Big Daddy.
yeah, but
Yeah,
anything
old ones are good.
after Click was garbage.
Oh yeah, Click.
That one had good moments, but the ending was so stupid. I was like, whatever. It ruined it.
I literally can't think of any Adam Sandler movie I've ever seen. I'm sure I've seen one.
Oh, we probably yeah.
Oh,
50 First Dates.
like 50 First Dates is so good.
I thought that was good. Yeah.
Happy Gilmore is amazing. Billy Madison's one of my favorite movies of all time. The Water Boy is top 3.
Oh, Billy Madison. Is that the one? Is that the golfing one?
No, that's Happy Gilmore. Billy Madison's the one where to take over his father's company, he has to go from kindergarten or first grade to 12th grade, in one grade a week.
I have seen it. I don't know.
It's so fucking good. And then the Water Boy it's so funny. I love the Water Boy.
Is that the football one?
hmm Well, there's technically 2 football ones: the Water Boy and then
Not the longest
yard.
run. Not the
Young-
longest yard.
Longest yard.
Yeah,
And then-
I remember that one. I
and then
liked that one.
My
thought that was
my favorite meme movie of all time is Little Nicky.
I was gonna ask about Little Nicky. I've never seen it, but I've only heard.
You
like,
can
cats-
do it, Ozzy. Bite his freaking head off.
I just know cats.
I didn't like that movie. I
Class.
thought it was stupid.
or Popeye's chicken is the shiznit.
I used to say that in my regular life nowadays.
It's like, I love Little Nicky. It's so funny.
Yeah, I could never get into that one. I thought that one was dumb.
Did you guys ever? I never saw this. Pixels. I've heard it's awful.
I heard it was really bad.
Mhm.
I got really excited when the concept came out, but I heard it was really bad. I've seen a couple of scenes from the ending, and I'm like, yeah, not interesting. Steve said it's garbage, but it's funny.
Is it the kind of funny that it's like, oh, it's so sad? Like
Might be
it's
the-
just catching itself on
Oh,
fire.
man, I saw this one movie. It was like I love like D-list horror movies. They're my favorite fucking
like-
thing to watch.
Birdemic.
Like killer clowns from outer space.
No, there's this one that I'm thinking of. It was like these guys. Have you all seen Trailer Park Boys?
Mm-mm.
No, I know of them, but I've never seen them.
Okay, well, there's this one of the characters are in this one that I'm thinking of.
Is
But
it the guy with
basically,
glasses?
what? No, that's no Ricky, the guy who's like fucking. He's got like the mullet and he's smoking the cigarette and he's got like that same
Okay.
black and white shirt. Anyway, he was in the movie, but basically the whole premise is that these people were invited to this mansion to play like a death game, and then the winner.
Oh
whoever
God.
last- Do you know what I'm talking about?
Was it Would You Rather? Is that it?
I think so. That sound. I gotta look it up now. But that movie was so fucking hilarious.
Oh my.
Yeah, there's a movie called Would You Rather that I've avoided because it looks so bad. But
Wait,
Oh,
no,
it's
that's
so bad.
I'm looking at the cast, just going, all right, why is this person in there? But no, never mind, I'm not
Oh.
going there.
Yes. I think that's the. Yep, there's Ricky right there.
Like,
Yeah,
I'm gonna
it's
be
so
PG.
bad, dude.
I'll be PG and keep my mouth shut about this movie.
Oh, it's so bad, but I loved it. Yeah,
Like,
those are my
my
kind of
question-
movies.
My question is, why would you cast a porn star in a movie?
Because they act, that's why.
Spears.
Like they cast Sasha Grey. Why would you? Why?
What, in that movie?
trying to
And
get
would
those
you
views,
rather?
dude.
Yeah,
Who's Sasha Grey?
a porn star.
I gathered Dad Nathan from context.
Well, yeah, like I got that, but like I don't know.
Yeah,
She does
we
anal,
don't.
I guess.
Is
We
that the,
don't- we don't-
Oh, she's one
We
of them
don't
anal
need to, we
porns.
don't need to go any farther into this one.
Yeah, what movies has she been in?
We can deal with the OnlyFans, but we don't need to go any farther down this path.
Why not?
Um,
You're rated like MA or whatever.
Yeah, it's
Which-
just
which-
it's,
You're
it's
rated
not.
NA.
I may be rated MA, but it's not the content I want to have. So
Oh, guys.
Steve
Tyler
said
just posted-
Velocipaster, and that is a movie that is on my list to watch. Is
No.
Velocipaster?
No, one of my favorite
I need
awful
to see
horror
that.
movies is fucking Thanksgiving.
Yes.
That
Yes,
movie's
that
so
movie.
good.
I tried to watch that with my dad, and the first shot was like a zoom out of a nipple, and we're like, okay, let's watch something else.
There's horrible nude scenes in the. Did you know there's 3 of them?
No, there's not. There's 2. What happened is that the fact that there's not a second one is like a big part of the third one.
True. Yeah.
Get on my level, Derek.
But the Thanksgiving movies are so funny. I love
What
them.
about what was that one about the tire?
I think it's called
Did
The
you see that
Tire. I
one?
think it's literally called The
Is
Tire.
it called the tire? I thought
Or
it was like rubber or something.
Rubber. I think it's
But
called Rubber.
It's about this fucking
Serial
tire that
killing
just rolls
tire.
around and
Yeah, it's
it
called
explodes
Rubber.
stuff.
I'm just looking. It's called Rubber. What the hell?
Hey guys,
That's
time
quality
out,
content.
time out for a second. Tyler said he's on his way home. If he gets here, should we?
Oh, no.
Come on.
No,
This
there's
No,
not time.
it's already
it's done.
8:30.
All right.
We're
Sorry,
2.5 hours into. We should be 2.5 hours into our stream already.
Yeah,
But-
we already had our break. Like
Yeah, like the stream's about to end.
No, it's not. We can go a little longer.
Actually, really, we got an hour and a half left in our normal stream time. But
Mm.
I'll probably dip in a half hour myself.
so Velocipaster is a. I think
I've
he's.
heard of that.
I
It's
think
so
he's.
stupid.
Is it a Catholic priest? It's not a Catholic priest. It's a priest that goes like to the Amazon or something, has something happen to him, and he's basically like a were dinosaur. Like he can turn into a raptor and change his hands into raptor claws and stuff. And he's trying to protect a prostitute or something because of how they get connected or whatever. But there's one memed part of it where spoilers. If you leave the stream now if you don't want spoilers for the Velocipaster.
for philosophy.
This is your last warning.
But there's a scene where he's like at the church and his parents come to see him and they're out standing outside their car and they're waving and blah blah blah. And he's like walking down the steps and then you hear this noise and he falls over and it's an explosion that kills his parents. and he turns to look at his parents, and they didn't put the CGI of a burning car. It says SFX CGI floating on the screen where the car should, where the burning car should be.
There's no way this is real.
Here is the
Look it up.
IMDb.
And then he goes back and talks like to the head priest of the church or whatever. And one of the lines the guy says is they died. It's what parents do. That's his comforting words.
Here's the IMDb overview of it. After losing his parents, a priest travels to China, where he inherits a mysterious ability that allows him to turn into a dinosaur. At first horrified by this new power, a hooker convinces him to use it to fight crime and ninjas.
It sounds like the perfect movie.
This is not real.
Shut up and take my money.
It's on Amazon right now. You can go to Amazon and watch it right now.
It's a 2017 film.
There was some movie that was on Kickstarter that was like some ninja guy who's from the future, and he works with like a time traveling dinosaur, and then they travel back in time to what?
It's Velocipaster 2.
It's Velocipaster.
Back from the future.
Oh, Kung Fury. That's what it is. That's what this sounds like.
Kung Fury. That sounds racy.
It's so stupid.
Y'all need to.
The Velocipaster. Oh my god.
Y'all need to find Samurai Cop and watch Samurai Cop. You want to talk about a god awful, terrible movie that is so bad it's hilarious? Is that movie?
Okay.
It's
Something
filmed.
You gotta send me a list.
It's
Something that David didn't include in this description is that the tagline is "A Man of the Claw."
Oh, yep, I forgot about that.
It does have ninjas in the background.
my favorite thing about Samurai Cop is it takes place in like 2 cities, right? Like the story does, but it's filmed in about 30 different areas because they kept thinking they had enough footage. And then the director's like, it's not long enough. So like years later, they went back and filmed other scenes, and they're just like not even the same freaking climate. Like the trees are different and all this. Like you don't have to be, you don't have to know anything about anywhere to be like, this is not the same place. There's
one movie that is so awful it's funny to me is Killer Clowns from Outer Space. It's a cult classic in horror. It's so stupid.
I feel like that's even better than some of these other movies we're talking about.
Oh, it's definitely better production quality, but it's still so stupid.
It gets to the point nowadays where like you're like, oh, how do I make this funny? Just don't give it any money.
It's like
Just
there's
a VFX bar.
Just don't
literally
give
I've
it
watched
any
so
money
many
and it'll be the
bad
best movie
movies
ever.
because I'm a fan of Achievement Hunter, and they had a whole fucking series based on watching shitty horror films. Like
Oh, did they?
That's how I watched all of Thanksgiving.
Like that's how I watch Thanksgiving too, but it's so bad. Like all of these movies that are just so goddamn bad. It's hilarious.
Derek, will
They're
you
funny though.
please look up Aquarium of the Dead and read that to us? Steve's telling us we should look into that one too.
Oh.
That's one I've never heard of.
This is a 2021 film.
Oh,
all right, so
God.
it's new. The tagline on the box is "Don't touch the glass." It's literally one line: a scientific accident causes sea creatures in an aquarium to become zombies.
Ew.
So just leave them in the aquarium, and you have nothing to worry about.
Oh, no, terrible.
Movie's
So
over.
You guys need to. You were talking about stupid movies, like stupid horror movies, sci-fi originals. That's where it's at.
Yes.
So bad.
100%. Oh man. But they're so good.
I watched a
watched
dinosaur movie on Sci-Fi one time, and like
There's so
it
many
looked
films.
so good, and it started so good, and it was like, yeah, no, it fell apart.
Hmm. I don't remember what it's called, but there's one about like these dinosaur bones that get brought back to life and start killing people, like as dinosaur bones. And there's this
Velocipaster
rad
3.
scene where like a Tyrannosaurus like swallows a guy and he just like flops out because it's bones.
They're like, oh, all right, well.
Velocipaster 3.
Forget-
It is in Velocipaster 3. I'm sorry to spoil that.
Me and my buddy
That's
watch.
How about
bad movies sometimes.
Attack of the Killer Tomatoes?
I was thinking about that when you were talking about Attack of the Killer Clowns from Outer Space or whatever.
Attack of the Oops, where's the I went to Wikipedia, not the IMDb. Where's the IMDb? Because it's freaking hilarious. The 1978 film. A group of scientists band together to save the world from mutated tomatoes. It's literally just mutated
It's
tomatoes.
a short, sweet, to the point. They have to pay per character on those.
Gotta give me some more
Now-
information. That's where That's why I want to watch Velocipaster. The description
Right.
just really sucks you in.
Well, so when you're looking at like shitty movies now, how do you think they compare to like the Blob, like the original Blob?
Never seen it.
Me neither.
Never seen it.
Mm-mm.
That's like what? When was the Blob made? 1920. Oh, it's so old.
The
Hold on, I'll look.
Blob.
My favorite.
1958.
1920.
I don't know.
Oh, then it got
I don't know
remade
fucking
because
history.
Because of course it did.
I'm seeing
Yeah, was that the original?
1958. What's the original?
My favorite bad movies are the ones that are done by like some foreign rich guy he's legitimately trying to make a good movie, and you're just
Yeah,
like,
1958.
have you seen an actual movie? Because you would know this is bad if you've actually seen a movie.
movie.
I was watching one movie on Netflix. I don't remember what it was called, but the main thread of it was like these guys who wore like big bed sheets and they had like a triangle right here, but it just looked like the Porgs from Star Wars. And I was like, I'm not terrified of this. Kind of goofy.
They had the what now?
The what?
The Porgs
They had
from
that triangle like.
right here. Like they had a big bed sheet on and they just drew a triangle right on their face.
I've got a good one we need to watch. It's
Okay.
called. It's a 2012 film called Blood Orgy at Beaver Lake.
I don't think that's the type of content
Wait.
Nate wants on the show.
Yeah, I'll pass.
That was just spring break last year, Derek.
It's not-
It's not the
When,
original.
when inbred brothers unknowingly mix the new party drug into their moonshine, they're transformed into bloodthirsty cannibals with an insatiable appetite for human flesh. Terror ensues when a group of friends arrive at Camp Beaver Lake for a weekend of fun in the sun, but instead find themselves in a fight for their lives in this horrific and hilarious fright film.
That's
There's a
amazing.
message for Nate in the chat. It says, "Please tell Nathan Jerry Seinfeld is a fucking good comedian."
It's from
No,
your
it's not.
girlfriend.
I wasn't gonna tell him who it's from. I was gonna let him try to figure it out.
Oh, I already know who that's from.
Well, I mean, I figured you would. That was the whole point.
Just has bad humor. No, he just not funny. He's got like I can respect his comedy for being like one of the OGs who made it big and kind of developed comedy, but he's not on the level of modern comics.
To me, he's like Ben
He's-
Stiller. Ben Stiller has some really funny. From the Ben Stiller show, he's got some really funny sketches and skits and stuff, and then like a few, and then on top of all of those, the rest are just awful.
It's like they
Yeah.
they don't pen or like add up to anybody like a fucking Dave Chappelle or
Oh well, all right. That's rough
I-
though,
I
because no one
love
really
Dave
lines
Chappelle.
up to Dave Chappelle.
well he's the master of comedy.
For sure. Well, like when you're looking at someone like what were we talking about, Jerry Seinfeld? Yeah, like when you're looking at someone like Jerry Seinfeld, you'd have to compare him to like one of the clean comedians,
Mm-hmm.
which like what, maybe like Jim Gaffigan. Jim Gaffigan's fucking 10 times funnier than Jerry Seinfeld. You know, John Mulaney.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, John
Fucking
Mulaney's
hilarious.
funny.
I'm
John
so
Mulaney's
good.
funny.
Oh, he's so fucking
Jim
good.
Jim Gaffigan's the funny. It's to me is funny like the first few times you listen to him, and then
Mhm.
eventually you're like, okay, this is kind of the same thing. It's not quite the same thing over and over, but it's kind of the same concept over and over.
No, but
Which
like
I get it
you can
as
see
a
where
lot
he's
of
going.
comedians and stuff, but you know,
Mm-hmm. but when you get the comedians that are just completely just off the fucking leash, like go do whatever you want, don't worry about, oh, I have to be family friendly because that's just my audience that I fell into or whatever it is. I mean, you just got some fucking killers out there.
I love Bill Burr. Burr's
Bill
good.
Burr, fucking amazing. The way he just lays everything out, and he's so consistent. Where like if you watch a Bill Burr special, you know it's going to be kick ass, 100%. I don't have it with Jerry Seinfeld.
I really like Brad Williams too. Like
I'm hit or miss with him.
He's the dwarf comedian. Oh, he's so funny.
Yeah, I mean he's the issue. I don't have an issue with him. Like it just, it's just hit or miss with me. Like he's funny for sure.
Greatest comedian of all time, absolutely 100% has to be Brian Regan.
Yes, absolutely.
I couldn't really get into him.
You haven't watched the right bits.
Maybe I haven't. I'll give you that. I haven't seen a lot of Brian Regan.
He's pretty clean. He's pretty clean, which is a good thing to me. He's got some language and stuff like that and all that, but
sure.
It's mostly family friendly, which is it's a good thing for some people.
It's fine. Yeah,
it has its place. Bad. I mean the raunchy stuff has its place too, but that's where that's for headphones and not around not around the family.
Have you seen anything from Andrew Schultz?
I don't think so.
He's newer on the spot. That man is a fucking killer. He got big during COVID when there wasn't a lot of people going to like comedy clubs and stuff. His thing was like, we don't have a lot of material right now, so he can clearly see the 6 people in the crowd, so he'd do a lot of crowd work. And man, that dude's so fucking hilarious. He's got a kick-ass podcast as well. He was also on Joe Rogan's podcast. I don't know if you saw this during like a couple years ago. He was doing these little videos on like Instagram and stuff where like he'd make fun of, both sides of every political kind of talking point that was going on. He'd make fun of of both tribes there. And that's one of the things that really started gaining him some traction. But yeah, he's funny. He's not a political comedian, but he's got a special style. I like him a lot.
Almost every comedian does something political somewhere.
Oh, because there's just so much juice there. It's so much juice.
He did like the horse in a hospital bit. That was the only thing he's ever done like that.
Horse in a hospital. I don't remember that.
I don't think I've heard.
It was right around the 2016 election. It was like he was comparing the presidency to a horse just walking into a hospital, and it's like the horse learned to use the elevator today. I didn't know he knew how to do that. It was just the stupidest thing ever, and it was amazing.
Oh, I don't know.
It's like,
my favorite from John Mulaney is when he was talking about where he was trying to get medical marijuana. So his friend was like, yeah, no, I just got my card. I just told them that I get nervous on planes sometimes.
Oh,
that's one of my favorite bits.
He goes, I get nervous on planes sometimes. Also, I pee 11 times a day because I didn't want them to think I was just here for the marijuana. I had to come up with an issue.
I don't know if you guys have heard of him. Steve Hofstetter is amazing. Like, I just watch him for his heckler videos, but they're so good.
I've heard that name.
I've seen some of his heckler stuff.
Good.
I've watched a little bit of him. He's another one that's hit or miss with me.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not mad at him. I think he's okay.
There's a comedian that I can't remember the guy's name. He used to come up on my Pandora all the time when I would listen to my comedy station. But he's got this one story that he tells all the time. Well, not all the time, but it comes up on my Pandora all the time. And I laugh at it every freaking time. And I can't remember the guy's name.
Describe it. Maybe I can find it.
He tells a story of him and his friend. I think they were at his parents' house and they were drinking and get trashed and he's talking, they're having a party. It's just the two of them, and they're just hanging out, having a party, and being crazy and drinking or whatever. And he says he's sleeping like in one room, and his friend's room is like downstairs. And his friend goes to bed, and he says, "I'm listening to my friend walk away and walk down the stairs, and I just hear him say, 'Hey, how's it going?' and continue down the stairs and go to sleep." And he's like, he goes, "It occurs to me that we're the only two people in the house, but we just go to sleep." Or no. Sorry, I got it backwards. They go through. He says they go through the house looking for somebody because somebody's in the house. Like they finally realize somebody's in the house because it was neither one of them that he was talking to on the stairs. And they go through the whole house and they can't find anybody, and they just go to sleep and sleep the night away with this random person in the house that they can't find. And it's bizarre. And then they say the next morning they wake up and just see some like little lady walk out the front door, and they're like, "This lady was in the house with us the whole time, the whole night, the whole time we were partying, just hiding somewhere." And he's like, "We had frying pans and bats." He was like, "I'd be a murderer right now if we would have actually found this person, because we were so drunk we would have just gone to town." Yeah, I can't remember the guy's name.
That's a thing that happens sometimes, though, is like you hear stories about that all the time. Where like, oh yeah, local old lady finds out some homeless dude's been living underneath their sink for the last 3 years.
I can't remember the guy's name. Like he's got other funny bits, but that's the one that always stuck with me. It's funny. It's funny, but it's also so bizarre. Like it's just a bizarre story too.
You had us like on the edge of our seat, and I was like, "Where's this going, Nathan?"
I was like, "Oh, this turnaround's gonna be real good."
Yeah,
Derek,
leave it to me.
Do you remember? Derek, do you remember? It was on one of Rooster Teeth's podcasts where Bernie told his two favorite jokes.
Yes, I know what you're going to say.
I probably do.
Tell it.
I'm telling you, those are my fucking favorite jokes. They're the absolute best, and I don't give a fuck what anyone says about them. Oh man, he goes into, he's like, all right, so the first joke is, so there's three guys, right, or three kids. They're having a competition to see who can throw a brick farthest in the air, right? So they don't have any way to figure that out aside from there's a mud puddle in front of them. So whoever throws it the highest, it's going to land deeper into the mud, however high it goes. So first kid he throws, it goes like, an inch into the ground, right? That's a good throw. Second kid, he throws the brick up and lands like 6 inches in the ground. And the third kid, he whales it, lifts it up, and it doesn't come down. So the second joke is that the second joke's too complicated for me. I can't do it.
Tell it if you want. Okay.
Perfect, yeah.
So there's this lady, and she's got this parrot, and she loves this parrot. But the person that loves the parrot more is her mom, and she wants to take the parrot to go see her mom. But her mom lives so far away, she can't afford to get this parrot on a plane. And especially because this plane is the no parrot plane. Like, she bought tickets specifically for the no parrot plane. So she's just like, I'll sneak it in my jacket. No big deal. So she goes in, has the bird in her jacket, and the pilot is making the rounds. He's got a big old cigar in his mouth. And he goes over and he hears the parrot making some sounds. So he's like, what's going on here? And she's like, there's nothing going on. He opens up her jacket and sees the parrot, grabs the parrot and says, you're not supposed to have a parrot on this plane. And then the lady grabs the cigar out of the mouth and goes, you're not supposed to have a cigar on the plane. And so he throws it out the window and throws the parrot out the window, and she throws the cigar out the window. He goes back to the cockpit all mad, and he's just seething at the fact that he just lost his cigar and he's not going to be able to get one for several hours. And he hears a knock on the window, and he looks outside, and it's the parrot. And the parrot has something in his mouth. What do you think the parrot has in his mouth?
I'm waiting for Derek to answer because he looks so confused.
I'm not answering it.
Parrot's got the brick.
Yeah.
It's so stupid.
They're the
Derek just
best
looked so
joke.
confused. I was just
I
waiting.
knew where it was going. I've heard it before.
I guess you just look confused then, because you looked really confused.
He just looks confused when I start talking in general.
I guess
Like, I
so.
don't know where he's going with this.
I mean, I can't say I knew exactly what was gonna happen, but I had when Nate said it never came down, and then the second joke is I had a pretty good idea of what was coming.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
no.
man.
I'm not even a
That
freaky
shit,
fan anymore, but the way
I
that Steve was
laughed
talking
my
was
ass
better.
off at that joke.
That was so good.
It's so
I
stupid.
cried
It's so
laughing.
dumb though.
It's
I
so
love it.
stupid.
I love jokes that are like that, the complete redirect.
hmm
I was thinking about this one today. How many animals did Moses bring on the ark?
A shit
Lunch.
ton, 2 of each.
None.
Moses didn't have an ark.
Ah, fuck. I'm not a biblical scholar.
I got my degree with that one, dude. I felt so smart.
Mm. Yeah, Moses is the one that ran around in the desert for 40 fucking
Yeah.
years, eh?
with all the Jews trying to save the Jews.
I can't imagine. So, like, following someone for 40 years and be like, I mean, he knows where he's going, obviously.
Yeah, God showed up to him in a
Hey,
bush.
hey,
He knows what's
It's
up.
fine. It's
The
fine.
second
He's
you
finally figured it
see a
out.
man part a giant goddamn lake, he's got to be knowing what he's doing, right?
No, I don't know. I think after a little while, you're like, where's this guy fucking going?
This was a
No,
fluke.
that's
This was a
you
fluke.
haven't read the Bible in a while. That's what happens, man.
It's like, yeah, I don't know.
At some point, it's like this. It's a fluke. This guy, he used all of his charges in his magic wand there.
That's why he's walking around. He hasn't gotten a long rest.
Yeah,
He's got a spell
well,
set.
yeah,
I can-
he's
I can say that I grew up in church.
Yeah, same.
nuts.
Well, I
Not
think
what?
it's about time I jump out of this.
Yeah, we started talking about church and his ears started burning.
And Derek's like, I gotta go, guys.
Hey,
I
I'm
need
the
to go.
right wing one here.
Ooh.
So
I need to go.
I'm
I need to
okay
go
with
get
it.
drunk and play Tina's Tiny Wonderland.
No, I'm gonna be playing RuneScape, brother.
Of course you
You're
are.
gonna be
Of
You're gonna
doing
be playing
both.
RuneScape,
'Cause
brother.
we all know all you're gonna be doing on RuneScape is farming some kind of experience.
Well, that's all that there is to doing.
No,
Exactly.
I'm
So-
going to the Theater of Blood.
He's gonna set it up to
To
farm some
what?
experience.
What are you farming?
Yeah,
Bosses.
exactly.
Okay.
And then
For-
you're gonna
for
go
an
Because
item.
he wants
gonna be
his- he wants
playing
his
something
fucking
else or
site.
scrolling on your
Yeah,
phone or
I
something.
want my goddamn site.
I knew it was a fucking site.
I have
Theater of
everything but
Blood
the
is where
site. I
Nathan
need the
Fillion
site.
is, though.
All right, guys. Well, y'all have a good night. Hopefully, we can actually play next week.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Kevin
We
won't
need
be
someone
here,
to-
so
Yeah.
are we
Yeah.
gonna
Watch
actually
out.
try to play next week?
Without Kevin, you could. We just need Kai and Tyler.
Mhm.
That's fine. I'm just asking because we're gonna be short next week too, regardless.
Or we
Kai
can just, or we could just plot hole it and we just wake up somewhere. We just avoid all the bullshit.
Second that. That
Kai-
way, if only the three of us show up, we can still play.
Yeah.
And then also, like, if we have another weird day, then we could just be like, hey, remember that time when we just plot holed something? Why don't we just play the plot hole?
We play like a group of travelers that just got to the death house.
I don't know.
Like,
This has been pretty fun. I mean,
That's fun.
Oh, this
So-
is a fun stream.
we've had a good. I mean, if you can believe what my stream deck said, which usually has one or two extra, we've had a good 13 people most of the stream. So, a couple
It's
people
saying
been in and
six
out.
now.
And what?
It's saying 7 right now.
Oh, my stream
Still,
deck
that's pretty
says
good.
13, but I've got a whole
But
list on here,
there's
so
like-
it's pretty good.
Three of them are us.
Facts.
Might not be,
Don't
but
say
still,
that.
it's still good, Derek. I mean, even if we got one person watching, I mean, Steve was here most of the game, or most of the game, most of our
Cammy was
the
here to
time.
yell at Nate.
crazy ramblings, and Kami was here for a while. So I mean,
Mhm.
at least we got a couple. I know we had a couple other people in and out of the chat. So I guess we're
Alright,
gonna unless Nate and Ray want to hang out for a while, I guess we're gonna call it here.
Yeah. No, I'm
Leaves.
gonna head on off. This was fun though. I like that a lot. When I mentioned earlier, a couple days ago, that I was gonna maybe put on or start making my own channel, this was kind of the stuff that I'd be looking to do. Just fucking hang out for a couple hours with some people.
Yeah, they got a whole section when you make your
I
videos and put
saw
your
that.
stuff up. Just chatting. A
Mhm.
lot of streamers do it.
Yeah.
So when they're not feeling doing something else or whatever, just kind of sit and
Mhm.
interact with their chat and stuff. So
Yeah, because something like this is basically what I would want for my podcast.
Just a chill
So-
hangout.
Yeah, that's it. Just get some people on, shoot the shit, have some drinks, and have fun. But this is fun. I'm glad that we all got together today at least. Fuck.
yeah, I got a couple other ideas workshopping for that's not just D&D or video games or something like that that can involve all of us. So
Yeah, man.
all you guys are staples at the channel, so keep you on somewhere.
Yay. Well, I better be a staple. I've made most of the assets that are on screen right now.
That are all going to go away when in the next 3 sessions when we finish Strahd.
Yeah.
Yeah, she should get some equity in this business.
No, we were talking
Screen
about
time.
that. But then we weren't like. Then Derek killed the only character that Nathan was gonna do like extended merch of.
For real.
Oh, fucker.
Yeah, it was this whole plan, and Derek's like, dead.
And you're dead.
We could have all been rich if Derek hadn't killed our favorite character.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys.
I'm gonna head off, guys.
Thanks,
Yeah,
everybody,
I gotta hop off.
Thanks everybody for tuning in and watching and hanging out with us and just listening to us shoot the shit. Thanks for being active in the chat. Hopefully next week we'll actually get to play. Maybe next week if we don't get to play D&D, we can arrange to play something else and at least have some other. I mean, this was fun. This is something I'd like to do again at some point, but you know, wouldn't necessarily want to do this every week in place of D&D. So, but with that said, we'll see you guys in another dimension.
bonus content for anybody still hanging on out there. I am going to see if we have any friends online that we can raid. Because we usually do a raid, and I completely spaced on it. So, I'm going to pull up the proper channels and see if we can do a raid. Let's see. Dun, 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 dun. Let's raid Duluth Fly. He's playing X-Plane 11. One of the friends of one of the other... Oh, wait. Nope. Sorry. Let me refresh that, because I just got a notification. Hold on. Let me refresh my page here, because we may have just got our normal raid partner here. Where are you at? Hold on. I saw it. So, alright, it shows it's there. So let me go back to the screen. Manager. Raid. There we go. Gonna raid Jarl of Goats. They'll be starting their Death of Deities campaign pretty soon. Their D&D 5e Death of Deities campaign. That's normally who we raid on Wednesday nights. So it looks like they're alive. So they're not playing yet, but they will be soon. So we're gonna go ahead and hop over and raid Jarl of Goats.